this idea of how do we know what we know?
Yeah.
And, whenever we have that question, I think philosophy took a big part in exploring that. How do we know what we know? And for so much of human history, how do we know what we know? Well, religion, right? God. We go back to these books. And then there was, this kind of shift where there was, this scientific change where we kind of call modernity.
Yeah.
Which, happened with all these big thinkers of philosophy. And you had this, how can we say it, the epistemic switch in the way we think we understand things, and we had this switch from religion to science.
Yeah.
So can you talk about, how philosophy explained what epistemology is, and how do we know what we know?
So what you've just said is very, very thought-provoking, because one of the things that I'm very interested in terms of my own research is that transformation from, to use Max Weber's term, the disenchantment of the world that was wrought by the development of modern natural science. This idea of disenchantment is super interesting, because in a way, what's kind of happening in terms of human society in that modernity moment is that the combination of the desacralization of nature. So it's like, nature isn't this actually Edenic environment. It's an environment that can be totally transformed by human interest, by human activity, etc. Hence the development of industrialized economies. But also it's the desacralization of religion, that we know we don't need God and priests to make sense of nature and to make sense of reality. And I think that's the kind of OMG moment. And when Nietzsche famously proclaims God is dead and we have killed him, this is exactly what he means, is that now what we have, and Nietzsche's not necessarily firmly committed to a type of scientific naturalism where the physicist is the holder of all wisdom, because you can reduce all facts of the world to fundamental facts of physics. It's more the sense that this is the kind of almost emancipation of human beings in ways. And that's fascinating, because it's almost as if the disenchantment of nature involves the re-enchantment of humanity. That we start to think, okay, if God is dead, we're numero uno. We're the apex. We're the apex for culture, for reflexivity, and